Now it's my great honor to introduce you to our lovely speaker this morning, Reverend Claudia. And I go way back, we've had lots of fun. And she hails from Harmony Grove. She's such a lovely spirit, and she always reminds me of the fairies. A beautiful energy. Reverend Claudia Leonesio saw the spirits of both grandparents as a small child, which sparked her interest in metaphysical and spiritual knowledge. She's certified Reiki Master and Angel Intuitive. Spirit brought her to Harmony Grove, where she was ordained as an HGSA Spiritualist Minister in 2019. She is honored to serve as a healer, chair, teacher, theater artist, and Harmony Grove psychic fair reader. Reverend Claudia offers nature-based healing ceremonies, knowing the worlds of spirit, art, and nature are intrinsically linked. Let's welcome warmly Reverend Claudia Leonesio.
It is always such a pleasure to be here. I love the energy of this church. Really, it's just, it always does my heart good. So thank you. Well, it's been an interesting time, hasn't it? All right, so March always brings winds of change as we transition from winter into spring. But I've been so thankful this week for all the rain, for Mother Nature's cleansing bath, nurturing our parched earth finally. So the rains have also reminded me to embrace the art of flexibility and hope in these rapidly changing times. Now we have 3 major celestial events in the next 2 weeks. The lunar eclipse in Virgo, which was actually last Thursday, the spring equinox, and then the Aries solar eclipse. We also have the return of the swallows and the United Nations World Water Day. So the energy of Thursday's full moon eclipse in Virgo is still with us. Eclipses have been called a cosmic catalyst, shedding light on things that have been hidden and bringing them into view. And they're also an aid to self-empowerment, so please use this energy. Full moons are ideal for releasing energies, emotions, and all that no longer serve us. Use Virgo to reinforce healthy habits. Blend the practicality of Virgo with the intuition of Pisces, resolving challenges with fairness and practicality. It's an ideal time to set the stage for further spiritual growth. Set your intentions and ask your angels, teachers, and guides to work with you through dreams and meditation. Now, our March full moon is called the worm moon. And as the sun warms the earth and sky, worms emerge from the soil and the birds migrate, following the sun. As a child, many years ago, seeing the swallows return to Mission San Juan Capistrano on St. Joseph Day, to me, was a miracle of spring. This huge flock flew in over my head and then swept down, landing in all the nooks and crannies over the mission grounds. And it just filled me with joy and delight. And a very kind priest noticed my excitement and showed me their gourd-shaped nests as the happy birds chirped away. Now, this has been going on since at least the 1920s, maybe even before that. Now, these quiff swallows leave in a swirling mass on the day of San Juan, October 23rd. Then they fly 6,000 miles south to winter in Argentina. And they've done this for generations, and then they return on March 19th, the day of St. Joseph. These cliff swallows are really such a joy to behold. So the gateway of the vernal equinox opens this Thursday at 2:01 a.m. Spring has awakened. The celestial energy is a powerful tool for bringing balance into our lives through meditation, spiritual practice, and everyday activities. So, do you need to balance your inner and outer selves? How about work versus play? Freedom versus enclosure? Independence versus collaboration? Or logic versus faith? It's extremely important to stay true to our core values as we find ways to restore our sense of balance and still be fair to ourselves and the daily demands of our lives. Our resilience deserves applause. We have been challenged in so many ways lately. Life is all about change, and coping strategies are needed. So please avoid being caught up in the drama of fear. You know, a very wise woman a few years ago, very sage woman, once told me that she refused to live with fear and was beyond that. And I always, always remember that in times of, let's say, worry. All right. So instead of reacting with emotions, react instead. Exercise your powers of discernment to move forward with grace, truth, and light in these changing times. You truly are in control. The word equinox means equal, referring to equal hours of day and night. The sun will rise due east and set due west at approximately the same hours for the next few days. So plants and animals start to feel the sun as a wake-up call. The sun is rising much higher in the sky every day and beaming with more intensity, and it's a great boost of solar power. At the moment of the equinox on its journey from north to south, the sun hits the pause button at the equator, seems to stand still for a moment before moving on. So take advantage for this gateway energy this next week. Some cultures call this dragon points for its spiraling energy that swells up from the core of the earth and outward through roots, plants, and springs. Look for sparks of creativity, hope, and vitality. This is a time of new beginnings. So ground yourself to the earth, asking for guidance. Clarify your purpose in life. It's a great time for mental, physical, and spiritual spring cleaning. The dark half of the year has rotated into the light, moving us forward into the growing light and energy of expansion and growth and renewal. Sap is flowing through the trees. The chaos of winter eases with the warming power of the sun. The days will grow longer, fostering new life until the summer solstice on June 20th. White Eagle said, "Open your heart to the life force of the sun, the Christ light. Radiant spirits and angels come to you now, hovering close, sharing the light. So please, call upon them." The fall and spring equinox and the winter and summer solstices mark the seasons. All around the world, sacred sites were built to illuminate these holy days. Rituals, prayers, ceremonies, and festivals are still held, celebrating the mysteries of darkness and light. These festivals awaken the sun, with spirit, human endeavor, and nature as one. At Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, a series of petroglyphs carved high on the rock face of Fajada Butte record the passage of the sun while illuminating the carvings on each solstice and each equinox. The mysterious Anasazi people passed on this knowledge of the solar calendar to their descendants, the Hopi and the Zuni. Now the Zunis celebrate the turning of the year with masked Kachina priests reenacting spirit dances, the steps of which have been handed down for generations. The Hopi also hold elaborate rituals. The Mayan people of central Mexico celebrated the return of the sun serpent for at least 10 centuries. As the spring equinox sun sets on the pyramid El Castillo, a snake is seen descending from the top and slithering down to the bottom. The serpent symbolizes rebirth and the renewal of hope and the promise of spring. Awe-inspiring monuments like this realign our faith in spirit-human collaboration with the mysteries of our cosmos. The promise of spring awakened with the serpent is shared not only with Mexico, but with the snake totem of the Celtic goddess of spring, Ostara. Her consort was the Green Man. Together as Lord and Lady of the Forest, they brought new life to the land. Ostara found a bird frozen in the snow, breathed life into the bird, but the bird's wing was broken, so the bird was turned into a white hare. Ostara blessed her with the ability to lay eggs, all the colors of the rainbow. So every spring, the hare would decorate the eggs, laying them at her feet as an offering of gratitude and love. Our hare represents the rebirth of nature, fertility, and abundance. Now, eggs contain the promise of new life and the rebirth of creation. The yolk represents the sun, enfolded by the white is the moon. Jewett priests dyed these eggs scarlet and then ate them at sunrise on the equinox, honoring the sun and also for healing and protection. The eggshell represents the earth. The membrane is the element of air. The white represents water. The yolk is fire. So eat your Easter eggs mindfully, or your spring eggs mindfully, because they represent all the elements. As we move out of the dark times into the light of spring, we must be heedful that the times indeed are a-changin', as Bob Dylan said. Change can be very scary. Our fear of the unknown needs to be released for us to move into the presence with ease and grace. In college, my Eastern religions class, many, many years ago, took a trip to see Indian mystic philosopher Krishnamurti. And this was at the Masonic Auditorium in San Francisco. Huge place. We were up very, very high, and he was down very low at the bottom. And he was a very tiny but mighty cross-legged figure. And he said, "It is only when the mind is free from the old that it meets everything anew. In that there is great joy." So seeing life from a fresh perspective can be a challenge. Use your breath as an ally for adapting to change. Try to free your mind in the morning with a new simple affirmation like, "Thank you for this day, Spirit." Take in a deep breath. Say, "Thank you for this day, Spirit." Let it out, and then begin the rest of your day. And then, every time you pass a mirror, stand up straight and smile at your reflection. When a stressful situation arises, pause, Breathe deeply in and out, and visualize the most positive solution for everybody concerned, for all of us. Stop the chatter of the inner critic in your head with a deep breath, knowing that you are trying to do your best. See yourself as a hero in the story of your life, and never the victim, always the hero. If a situation is difficult, try to look at it from the other person's point of view. If you're tired and stressed, give yourself the gift of a meditation followed by a nap. Train yourself to look for the positive in people, places, and things. Look for moments of joy to share with others. Practice gratitude. Honor the God within. The Persian philosopher Rumi said, "If you could see your beauty, you would fall in love with yourself." So retreat into nature. Spend a very special day using all 6 senses to immerse yourself. If possible, find a comfortable rock or tree to lean against. Journal or meditate, observing the stillness and quiet. Breathe in and out very slowly, allowing yourself to be at one with your surroundings. Contemplate the beauty that surrounds you. Feel gratitude and notice how this raises your vibration. When we look, see, feel, and hear with intent and mindfulness, we are being fully in the moment. Write your impressions in a journal. Try to feel the living energy of a rock or tree. Send them your gratitude. Smell the breath of spring. Thank Divine Spirit for the beauty of this world. Now think a moment on the late, great Robin Williams. And you can't think of him without a smile coming to your face, right? And he said, "Spring is nature's way of saying, let's party." This Saturday, as always following the equinox, is World Water Day, highlighting the importance of fresh water for all of us. The United Nations theme is glacier preservation. And people are asked on Saturday at noon, wherever they are in the world, to observe a few minutes for world peace. The more people to do this, the greater effect it will have. Spring Awakening is another collaboration with Spirit, the elements, and nature. Consider the beauty of the trumpet-shaped daffodil as it springs out of the soil searching for light. It's a joyful messenger inspiring creativity. It begs us to lighten up, and it's also a link to the other world. See the growing light as a call to action to step mindfully into the present. Ask for guidance to master the art of living in the now, free from the buzz of distraction. Use timing and intent to set your goals. It's important to create a secure ballast to ground you in times of wind and change. Always stay grounded in change. And speak your truth with integrity, aligned with your life purpose. Dare to be inspired, finding new ways to shine the light with hope and optimism. March 29th is a solar eclipse in Aries. Now this is a time for boldness, courage, planting seeds for new beginnings, and transformation. So ask your angels and teachers and guides to work with you at this time. Remember that we all chose to be here now in this place and moment. It's time to replace the division with cooperation and unity. We are all connected to each other. Hold up the outstretched hand of tolerance and compassion. Use the increasing light to raise the vibration of others as a spiritual practice. This is one of the highest aspects of the Golden Rule. Peaceful spiritual warriors are needed to spread the light as we walk together upon the earth. May your spirit blossom like a daffodil. Bright blessings. Thank you.